Hi everyone, I'm Kate Keener. I'm the project facilitator for Desert Sands Elementary Math, and I'm going to show you two different games that we can play with vocabulary. So first thing is to get to the curriculum guide because I want to show you this new resource in the guides this year. And you can do that by going to your Google Classroom. So how do you get to Google Classroom? There's three ways. You either have it bookmarked up here, you have it as a shortcut on a new tab, and if you don't have either of those, that's okay. You just go to your waffle and you may have to hit more, but my Google Classroom appears right here. So I'm going to click on that and then go into your grade level. So second, third, fourth, fifth. My examples today are going to come from fifth grade. So I'm clicking on the fifth grade, Google Classroom, and then over to the classwork page, and then to the curriculum guides. And that's where we have each chapter guide for fifth grade. Now this is a folder. Now this folder is shared and you can see we don't have all the chapters for the year, but as I update them for this year, I will put them into this folder and they will appear. So you should be able to take this folder and add to my drive. There should be an option here to add to my drive. Then you don't have to go to the Google Classroom every time. You can just access the folder from your own drive. I can't control your drive. You can't control mine. This is a folder from my drive that I'm sharing with you, and you have to put it into your drive. Okay, once we're in the drive, you can click on any of the chapters. I didn't go back and do one, but 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think 11 should have a vocabulary option. So if you go into chapter 5, you can see here vocab. Click here to access a document. Okay, when you click this vocab link, it's also linked here on the vocabulary title. When you click that, it takes you into a new Word document, Google Doc, okay? And you have the large words, and you can cut those out, put them on an anchor chart. You can hang them on your board the day you're teaching that lesson, and then just change them every day. If you think I should add a word, please email me and just tell me what grade level and what chapter. And then also, highly recommend changing the font. I did put it in a rather boring font. So to do that, you would go to File and then make a copy. And then you have your own copy of vocabulary, grade 5, chapter 5, and you can change the font so that it's a little bit more creative and fits your classroom style. So you click there for even more fonts, but that's that. So we have all the words, just about one to a page, and then at the bottom, we have these that are like flashcards. So my idea was for you to print them off on, you can print them on cardstock if you have it, or construction paper, but if you don't, that's okay. I printed mine on paper, and I'm going to show you, a couple games on what you can do with them. So that's that. Okay, now I'm full screen. Great. Here are two vocabulary review games. We're going to do one with Pictionary where you can use whiteboards if you have them, and we're going to play heads up. So I don't have a whiteboard, so I'm going to show you how to play it on this yellow paper, scratch paper. Do you have a pile of one-sided scratch paper? Oh, I don't think I showed you. I keep my vocabularies in a free envelope, grade 5 math vocab, and I wrote the chapters on the back. So I have chapter 4, chapter 5, 2, and chapter 3, like that, so they stay sorted. Some do repeat. What else could you do? You could put them in a Ziploc baggie or in a pencil box, and you should have a set for each group. I don't know if you need one for each student. I don't know. I'm going to use chapter 4, and I'm going to put them face down in my group. So here we are. We're in a group setting with your students. Maybe you have 2 teams, or they just go one at a time. And I'm going to pick up the first card, and the first card is this. And I can't say the word, but here it is. So silently, I would be drawing what this means. Hopefully they are not going to draw 10, 20, 30, but that would be a good discussion on the difference between powers and multiples, but how it is. So what I would draw for my for my group, because I'm a kid, like that, and then if they didn't get it from there, like that, and then hopefully the group would shout out powers of 10, and that because that's a vocab word that is usually, it should be on the board because you've taught that lesson and you're reviewing for the test. So this is a review game. So let's go. Then the next kid would pass the whiteboard and they would pick a card. So there it is, there's the card, and they would say, and all the kids would shout out 6, but no, not 6, it's this. So without talking, the group would have to try and guess that product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Product. So is that fun? Pictionary? Yeah. Here's the next word. And like that. Okay, so that would be a fun, quick, very easy. You don't need a lot of materials. You just need your vocab cards, which you should already have, and a whiteboard or scratch paper and a marker. What's fun to do is as the chapters go on, we have our set from chapter 4. Well, you can play the game with all the cards from chapter 3 and you can combine them. And 2, so it's up to you, teacher. Do you want to just do chapter 4 to review for the chapter 4 test, or do you want to combine, have it be cumulative review of all the things? So Pictionary is fun. One kid's drawing where the rest of the group is shouting out what they think the vocab word is. Here's my second idea. This is a fun game. I don't know if you play Heads Up with your phone. It was a game from the show Ellen show, and then a lot of people play while they're waiting in line at Disneyland. And I thought, how can I turn that into a math review game? Everyone's having so much fun. So again, it's the same vocab card, so we're using the same resource, and it's face down, the pile's face down, and you take it and you put it on your forehead. And then the group is describing what this is, and the person with it on their forehead has to guess what the vocabulary term is. So the students are saying in their group, 10 to the power of 1, 10 to the power of 2. And you're not supposed to use the number in your definition, but powers of 10, you might have to do 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, and then the person with it on their forehead goes, powers of 10? Oh yeah, and they got it right. And then the next student puts theirs up. And then the students get to say, oh, it's the answer to a multiplication problem. What's the answer when you use multiplier times a product, like that. So that's so much fun. I even one time did it where I made this into the shape of a smartphone. So it looked like the smartphone was on their head. That game's called Heads Up. You can also do a version of walking heads up, where they're walking around the classroom and they trade them or something like that. But those are 2 quick, easy review games that you could use the vocabulary cards for when you're reviewing for the next test, maybe on a fun Friday or the last 10 minutes of class if you have nothing to do. I know you guys have a lot to do, but just grab the vocab cards and play Pictionary or Heads Up. I hope you liked it, and let me know if you have any questions.